Today I'm going to show you how to make traditional lacto-fermented raw pickles. Start with 4 or 5 pickling cucumbers. These are pickling cucumbers because they're young and so they're not so big, so they fit nicely in a mason jar, and also they're more crunchy. So you take a pickle and you quarter it, or not, and then you stick it in the jar, and when you think you can't fit another one in there, you'll be surprised. You just kind of wiggle them around, and then eventually you could get another one in there, so they're not nice and tight in there so that they won't float up with the brine. And then you have a cup of water, which I didn't have here, a cup of water, and a tablespoon of salt, a generous tablespoon, and a tablespoon of mustard seeds, and 2 tablespoons of dill, fresh dill. And you mix that up real nice. And the dill, you just take some scissors and you just cut it. You just snip it like that. And this is about how many dill sprigs equals about 2 tablespoons. You know, you can find out maybe you like more dill or less dill as you make these pickles and come up with your own recipe perhaps. Okay, and then put the dill in, mix it up, and pour it over top. That's it. Get this spoon here. This dill wants to stick to everything. There we go. It's going to be yummy. And then I like to put a little bit of garlic in there, so I'm going to wedge those in there. One time I wedged so many things in there that the water wouldn't even go through. I was wedging onions and the garlic, but I don't want them floating to the top. I want them to stay under the water, under the brine. Okay, now I want to leave an inch at the top for air because there'll be pressure, there's a little bit of gas that comes out. So mine aren't quite covered, so I'm going to put just some water over top of it. But now, tap water has chlorine in it generally, and chlorine kills bacteria. We're trying to grow bacteria. So use filtered water, or this is nice spring water, so I'm giving the bacteria some extra minerals. So just fill it up. Mine weren't quite that tall. These were. But then you just put a lid on it. And you keep it down nice and tight because the pressure is part of the fermentation. And then you leave this out on the counter for 2 days. Let it, stay warm for 2 days. Cover it with something, keep it dark, and then you're done. Then put it in the refrigerator. And here's what they look like. They lose a bit of the beautiful green, but so there you have traditional lacto-fermented pickles.